What's up, guys? I'm back. Here I am on the boat. We are in the shop because I've been working on my boat. I apologize for the ugly background. I'm gonna try and start a new schedule with all this fishing videos and stuff. I'm gonna try and post a video every Saturday and Sunday. So I know that's when most people are free, if you would. But thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in to all my videos, all my fun stuff that we do. I hope you guys hang around. It's going to be a lot of fun this year fishing all these tournaments, chasing a dream. I want to do something a little different in this video. I kind of want to give you guys a backdrop with my fishing and how I've progressed and grown with fishing. Craziest thing, I used to hate crappie fishing with a burning passion, but we will get to that later. So I guess you could say my whole fishing life, what got me into fishing, all probably stems back to my grandpa. The first boat he ever had was a inflatable raft, and he caught a 5-pounder that drug him around the pond for 30 minutes before he got it in. He's got all kinds of good stories, but Grandpa used to fish a bunch of tournaments and all these clubs in northern Missouri and all kinds of good stuff like that. My dad and my uncle basically grew up on the lake. They were always going somewhere else bass fishing. They got all these tournaments they tell me about that they fished with Grandpa. I guess he was kind of my foot in the door, if you would. I would sit in his office after work just pestering him. Hey Grandpa, how do you fish this bait? Why do you put a weight there? What's the point in a Texas rig? I was asking every question that came to mind because he was my fishing dictionary, right? He used to take a bunch of trips to Brazil. I think he went to Brazil last year. He used to go every year. He'd go up to Canada and catch walleye. I'm going to be linking in pictures into the video while I'm talking. So I've got some cool pictures of Grandpa and his peacock. So where I started is I just fished farm ponds. I worked for a farmer when I turned 14. I used to go Texas rig a freaking Cinco and just sit out there and throw that thing all day. Then I found out about a creature bait, and I caught 2 5-pounders within a week. And boy, I was hooked. I couldn't think about anything else but bass fishing. And so my spot where I go deer hunting here in Nomnoster, we got a couple lagoons. There was a John boat that was sank out there. Grandpa just left an old John boat out there in the trailer park. Kids came down, jacking around on it and sank it. So it was sank for probably 15 years. And I caught those 2 5-pounders. I was determined. So I got some waders and some gloves. Dad and Grandpa went down there. I didn't get any lagoon water on me, but I sure did get that boat out. I'll link some pictures in it when I first got it out of the lagoon. I power washed it, sanded it, painted it. I put a deck on it. And I got an old hand-controlled trolling motor from a buddy. And I mounted it right up front on the side, sat on a 5-gallon bucket, and loved life. Boy, I was putting that thing in any body of water within 20 miles that I could hitch a ride to, because I wasn't even 16 yet. I lost interest in fishing for a little while. I let the thing fill with water, and it sat for a couple years, rotted. Last year, at this time, I went over to Dad's house and I loaded the whole thing, trailer and all, on a trailer, on one of our trailers, and I brought it here to the shop. I took it all apart, sanded it down again, painted it, put a deck on it, put deck lights, fish finders, foot controlled trolling motor. It had it all, carpet. It was fun. It was fun redoing it and seeing all that progress. We'd take that thing, me and Kylie, we'd go out, fish Concordia Lake. Any of you locals, it's Edwin A. Pape Lake. There are some giant bass in there, and there's also some big crappie. That lake's stunted, so a lot of the fish you catch are probably 4 to 6 inches. It's just tiny little fish. Kylie liked crappie fishing. So my mom and my stepdad, they've always been big crappie fishermen. So I'd go spend the weekend at the lake with Mom and Danny, and we'd be crappie fishing. I'd be like, gosh, can we get out of these frickin' stumps and go fish a big old ledge where a 5-pound mondo will be hanging out? Nope. You're stuck with this. So I was getting hung up every freaking cast. I hated crappie fishing. I hated sitting there and just holding that thing, jigging it up. I thought it was the dumbest thing ever. And so I got my boat and my little John boat, and we started fishing Concordia a lot. And it was easy to catch all those small little tiny crappie, and it was a really good time. We had a lot of fun doing that. Me and Kylie were out there fishing one day, and we were fishing a big laydown. It was a big old tree that fell in the water, and I threw my jig in there. I was just bouncing it a little bit, and I got a bite, set the hook. I thought it was a 5-pound bass. I thought it was a giant bass, and I got that sucker up to where I could see it probably a foot down under the water, and it was the biggest crappie I'd ever caught in my life. And I'm shuffling on the little 10-foot John boat with handing my rod back to Kylie. We about sank the boat trying to land the fish. And I'll link a picture of it. It was a 16.5 incher, and I was hooked on crappie. I did not care about bass fishing at all anymore. Could have cared less. I caught my first big crappie, and that's all I could get through my mind. I work on the Air Force Base, Whiteman out here, and they had an outdoor rec center where they rent boats and stuff like that. So I went in there one day and I asked them, can I rent a boat? They said, yeah. So I rented a little 16.5 foot tracker, aluminum flat bottom with a 40 horse, single console, big live well. And we took that sucker to the lake, and man, we had the time of our lives. I'd rent it for a weekend for like $100. And it was a ball. It was a blast. I caught 7 fish in a day, and I thought I was the hottest thing to ever see Truman Lake. I miss those times. It was fun. It was a lot of fun learning. I didn't know anything about lake fishing, none of it, and I could just do my own thing. I could learn, and that was the biggest momentum, I guess you could say, into getting me full swing. So we rented that sucker, and I caught, I don't know how I was doing it, but I was actually catching some slabs. I was catching 14-inch fish. I wasn't catching them like I can now, but boy, we were catching some good ones. We'd catch a lot of little ones. Me and Kylie loved it. We had no clue how to do any of it, but we were trying, and that was what mattered. And then I wanted my own boat with a little bit bigger motor and blah, blah, blah. So I found one, and I bought it. It's a big old piece of junk, but it's mine, and that's what matters. I've been hooked ever since. This year we're going to get pretty hot and heavy with it. We're going to fish everything we can. We both got some more experience under our belt. We got a lifetime of experience left to gain. We're trying to learn every single thing we can, every chance we get. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed just kind of a little backdrop to me and my fishing career and how I've come up. I haven't really come up anywhere, but thanks for watching. Stay tuned next weekend. I don't know what we'll be doing in Saturday's video, but we will be doing something. So, till then.